Welcome back. Today is Wednesday Win, everybody. Welcome back. I would have had a guest, but you know how it is. Things come up and things have to be rescheduled. As opposed to cancel the live altogether, I decided to come on by myself. I'm used to it anyway, right? For those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Daphne Phillip. I am the CEO and founder of Parallelogram Institute. Guess what? Today I don't necessarily have a topic, but to continue with our usual daily theme, today you know very well is when Wednesday or Wednesday when. It's up to you to how you say it. But before we get into all of that, I'm gonna do a quick introduction. Great, fantastic. Well, today for Wednesday or Wednesday when, depending on how you want to say it, I'm gonna do a mid-week check-in. So, what does a mid-week check-in look like? Well, we're gonna share. I'm gonna start first, and then you get a chance to do it in the chat. We're gonna talk about checking with our mental state of mind, where you are mentally, when I'm going to talk about and share three things that I'm grateful for today and what are my wins so far this week, right? Because we're right in the middle. You have 2 more days of work in terms of the weekday and of course the weekend, right? So to get started mentally, for me right now, as I am talking to you, I think I am too much in my mind, right? There's a lot of things going on. So I'm staying in my head. And sometimes for me, when I stay in my head, I get lost in the thought, then I get stuck in how do I do this? How do I do that? And sometimes when you get stuck in how, you get overwhelmed because the how list involve a lot of steps, a lot of processes, and you need to connect with systems. So right now that's where my brain is in the middle of the week, in which I think is creating some of my anxiousness and overwhelmness because I'm going the rabbit hole. How do I create this system and the processes, the software, the tools, the tips, the resources? So that's a lot going on in my head. And for me right now, that's not a good thing. So I definitely have to get out of the mental state that I am and to get more into looking at the result that I'm looking for me and my client. Where do I want my client to end at the end of this particular tips and the training that I'm getting together and sharing with them? So I need to get out of the how and focus more on the why. I'm gonna do that right before the end of the day, and I need to before the training starts on Saturday. So key number one. The next thing is three things I'm grateful for today. One, I'm here, I'm alive. I'm able to do a live with you guys. I'm feeling my breath. You know, sometimes we do take that for granted, and you could, right now, you may know some people that lost loved ones. Some people have people in the hospital. Some people don't even know where their loved ones are, but you do. You are here listening to me, watching me, sharing with me this experience, sharing this space with me. You have the use of your hands, right? And you could breathe, you could hear, you could taste, you could touch. Those things are working well. Of course, there's always room to improve, but for now, you're here alive and able to function to the best way that you can. So I'm grateful for life. Next, I got a chance to talk to my son. He was finally had a break from work because, as you know, he is a naval engineer. Sometimes I don't get to hear from him for a while, but I got to talk to him today. Very excited about that. He's looking more like a grown man every day. I feel like my little boy was little not too long ago, but now he's a grown man. So I'm grateful that I got to talk to him about that. And next, I'm grateful that I'm an educator. I know some of us sometimes wish I've done it, that I wish I could have a different set of skill other than being a teacher. because of the fact that I'm one of those people, the way they talk about teachers, the way they don't value teachers, that have an impact on my heart and that hurt my feeling. Some people don't care and they handle it a different way. Me personally, that bothers me. So, and because that bothers me, some days I used to just ask God, why did He make me a teacher? Why did He make me a scientist, a researcher, which I am because of my PhD? But something like I think people appreciate, society will appreciate, like doctors, lawyers, and whatever that is these days, right? But at the end of the day, right now, I am thankful and grateful that I am an educator, because that's a unique set of gifts and a unique set of skills and ability to interact, invoke emotion, and dream in young people. That takes gift, right? Not everybody can do it, even for those who call themselves teachers, but some people are gifted to do it, and others is just like a position. But for me, I'm gifted to do it, and I'm glad that I am, and I thank God for that. So I'm grateful today for my life. Number one, I'm grateful I got to talk to my son. Number three, I'm grateful because I am an educator, right? So like I said, it's a quick live because I didn't want to cancel. The next topic is what are my win for this week. So far, I was able to log on and become a vendor for the government because as I don't know, I'm probably the first time you're hearing it. I'm getting my business certified to be a vendor for government contract around training and workforce development, computer tech training, professional development, professional training, because some of those things that I really love and adore. So I got myself in a position enough to be a vendor and in the process of becoming either women owned or black owned. So there's a couple more things that I need to do. Get a lawyer to look at the paperwork, then I will be done. So far, I'm very excited that to say all 90% of the paperwork is done and complete. And the lawyer looked at it and it looks great. I'm waiting for a couple more pieces of paper to come. Then I will be done with the entire process and ship it off and waiting for the certification or not. So that is what I have for you today. It's a quick mid-week check-in. I know it's not, I'm full of energy, but fall is my favorite weather, and it's very cloudy, and it's one of those days you just want to snuggle up under a warm blanket with your nice little cup of coffee or hot chocolate, whatever that you like, and a good book. I really want to read a book. But for me right now, once I'm finished, I did all my work, or what, grading, client, all of the stuff that I'm supposed to do today, I did them. So that's another win. That's another thing I'm grateful for. So I bought a coloring book. I'm gonna get out my coloring pencil. I'm just gonna sit there and color a fairy or an angel and a dragon because there's one of those in my page. That's how tonight I'm gonna do self care. I did my exercise. I don't have to do it until late tonight, but in between waiting to do exercise, I'm going to color to get out of my own head. Remember earlier, I told you my mental state is overwhelming with too many hows. So how I'm going to do that right now is I'm going to go ahead and just be a kid and color some of those beautiful pictures that I got in my coloring book, right? To calm myself down. So, for those of you who listening to me, I would love to hear from you, right? Two things, please share with me. Three things that you're grateful for, definitely. What are your wins so far? That's the second thing. And then, if you so deem desire, which I would love, and where are you mentally, and what are you going to do about it, or what did you do about it, or will you do anything about it, right? So those topics that I covered is the same thing, the same comments. I would love to hear from you. Now, the most important, don't forget, this is going to be on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe that too, and join my Facebook group, which is Teachers Be a Boss, for educators to entrepreneur, where I'm going to definitely on a regular basis add some tips, tools, resources that's going to help you set your business foundation, find, convert, you know, a client as quickly as you can, because I do have a great program coming out, and I want to definitely provide some value and some tips that you will need to get yourself ready if that's something that you're definitely interested in doing. All right, for now, it's midweek. You're on your way in, out to the next task, or you're coming in from a task. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for listening to me. I will see you next week, same time or throughout the week. It's going to be once a week. I promise to be here. I'm working on the exact date to create consistency, but for now, because my schedule is doing whatever, I'm just doing my best to at least show up once a week. Okay. Thank you so much for all your patience. It's wonderful for you to be here with me. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.